can we begin just by saying your name and how long you were at CCF?
Well, my name is Tim Hudson, and I came in August of 1982. So I was there active for 28 years.
What are some of your most memorable moments from your time there?
The ministry was very small. When I came, we were down to about 12 students. 6 of them were seniors, and I was the only one on staff. So we had our work cut out for us. One student, Rick Harper, and I became very close. We went out to lunch at least twice a month, usually once a week, and just talked. He was a business major, and all he was sure of was he didn't want to go into business. He went to seminary, and then he came back and he began the ministry at Georgia Tech. We became very involved on campus with international students. The group began to grow. God's given me so many good helpers over the years. Tarek Eberhardt was my first associate. Angela had been in the ministry for about a year. So I talked to her about if she would be interested in being an associate. I think she'd been a great leader. She liked our approach, community, discipleship. She decided that she would come as an intern at CCF. Angela's a lot more fun than I am. And so she was able to fill that function while at the same time being an excellent teacher and discipler. And so when it came time to leave, we were very fortunate a year or two after my retirement to get Donnie to come, and I was on the committee that brought him here. If I had one prayer for the church at large, it would be that we would recognize where our culture is, and we would have the courage to get in discourse with it, to find out the why instead of just issuing condemnations. We are too binary in that we look at we take the either or instead of taking the harder issue, which is most likely the true issue, is the both and. Because two things can be true at the same time. Now, there's a limit to that, but that's true. And if you don't recognize that, then you're constantly going to be at war with every change that comes in the culture. Campus ministry is the church the way it's going to be in 10 years. And I've told preachers that many times. You want to see what your campus, where your church is going? Look at our students now. And that's been true. I watched it through 50 years of ministry. And students are the vanguard. They also are the ones who are more in touch with what their society is telling them. So if you don't have a church that's going, oh, you believe that? Tell me why. Tell me why do you have, what has brought you to that conclusion? Instead of bringing judgment on them, to say, I really want to understand why it is. And then from that, maybe we'll earn the right to be heard when we want to tell the truth.
What's your prayer for them?
That they would be able to break out of the boxes that we've got everybody in. Churches today, more people choose their church by its political position than they do by its doctrinal position. We just cannot play the part of being the voice for one segment of the population. We have to be the gospel for everyone. So that's when we have to keep our focus for students who are going out into the church. I pray for them that they will have the patience to stick with the church and see it through. And that if they do decide this is not for me, that they will keep up their spiritual life so that God can lead them to somewhere. That's right. Christians have to have one another. If we're, we're to be a fire, a light, and apart, we just become embers. Tragically. die out. For students going out, it's very easy for them to go and then compare everything back to their experience in college. It's not going to be the same. So we need to try to prepare them for that. That it's going to be a different thing, but at the same time, it's your thing, and it belongs to the Lord. This is an act of active worship for you. And so, if you're in one congregation and it's not a good fit, find one that you fit better. Don't just do like so many people are, and drop out. I am so proud of CCF. I feel like CCF is reaching a bigger demographic. They are doing more primary evangelistic work. When I hear anything from CCF, from students who are there, a chance to talk to me, always bring up the fact that they felt like this is a place they could belong. If they feel like they could belong, then they later would find out that this was good. If they feel like they belong, then they will fill that in with belief, and that's where our responsibility comes in, is to teach that. I am thankful that God brought people to this ministry who could take it further than I could, and that makes me feel so good. I go over there and I go, wow, I could never do that. I would never have the vision for that. So, I'm thankful for the part that I had to play.